Welcome, Sherry McClurkin. I haven't been here for a little bit. Excuse me while I adjust the camera. And that is because I've been overwhelmed. I've been carrying far more stress than I recognized. We all have signs of when we're stressed. I mean, I know you're used to the regular signs of feeling stressed. You know what that feels like. But there's other signs that we don't pay as much attention to, and that includes me. So one of my signs is I don't make as many videos. I'm less video oriented when I'm overly stressed, feeling overwhelmed. And there's a couple different reasons for that. The biggest one is I just don't have the mental space for it. I don't have the mental space to keep focused on one topic, to even be able to think about a topic. Even though I am writing social media posts during the same time, for some reason, when it comes to video, I think differently. We all have different signs. That's one of mine. So let me catch you up on what's been going on. As I said, I've been under an awful lot of stress. And to be perfectly honest, the ultimate under what's underneath there is holding on to it instead of letting go of it. Holding on to things that are not in my control instead of handing them over to God, because everything is within God's control. And it's when we hold on to things that are outside of our control that our stress really starts going up. For me, to be perfectly transparent, it is both relationally, family relationship issues, and financially. I've been under a lot of financial, I'll just say strain, for several years, and it keeps getting worse. And so that's an easy way for Satan to attack me. And I do believe it, as the Bible says, that there is spiritual warfare going on. So it is easy to attack me financially. So outcome and income and outgo haven't aligned for a very long time. And I've worked hard on changing that. And yet it hasn't yet changed. So about 2 weeks ago, here's what really did it. Well, the final of what really did it, because I've been under bankruptcy very recently, past several months. Um, and and so all of that and everything that's involved in that. And then I get this letter from my mortgage company where they're wanting the court to do X, Y, and Z. I honestly didn't understand the letter. All I saw was they were claiming I hadn't paid for like 4 or 5 months, hadn't paid my mortgage for 4 or 5 months, and that simply wasn't true. But they'd already taken legal steps. And part of that was because of being under the bankruptcy, they weren't supposed to, I guess. I don't really know the rules. They couldn't reach out to me directly. They felt that they had to do legal steps instead of just saying, "Hey, Sherry, it looks like you haven't paid. Can we fix this?" Because that's what they've done. I mean, I have to talk to them all the time because of the bankruptcy and a loan modification. I have to call them to make my mortgage payments every month. So I'm talking to them often. Anyway, I got this letter. And you know that expression, that's the last straw or the straw that broke the camel's back? Those are really old expressions. So if you don't know them, that is completely fine. Good for you. Don't even learn them. But that was the thing. I got this letter and I'm a little bit freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? What's going on? What do I have to do to take care of this? I don't know what this is. I don't know why they think that. All the things. And this is what happened. I was so engulfed in it that I was yelling, screaming, crying, sobbing. Yelling, screaming, crying, sobbing. And the point of this video is that is what healing can look like. That you're still going to yell and scream and sob. And please do yell and scream and sob. That's part of healing, is that allowing yourself to do that. Like, it's so not even a thought to me. What happens is it just happens, and I don't have a thought to shut it down. If you have a thought to shut it down, there's more healing to do. That's what that means. I allowed it to happen. It's just passing through. Why bother stopping it? There was something I needed to express. So I expressed it. loudly, including, I'm going to be very transparent here, including telling God that I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Now, those of you who just cringed when I said that, don't you think God already knew? God already knew. Read the Psalms. They're all full of that kind of expression. The where are you, God? Why is this happening, God? How can I get out of this, God? Why is this ongoing, God? It's the same thing. God already knew. God already knew. I just needed to express it. Now, is that really true? Of course not. I don't hate God at all. That was the feeling. Let's say it this way. We all have, you can hear of inner child work and all these different things. I do believe along those lines, but however you want to put it, we all have that little piece of us that is more childish. And it does come from wounds. And that was my wounded self speaking, because in those moments, I felt helpless. I felt powerless. I felt abandoned. I felt rejected. I felt like I had to figure it out all on my own, and I didn't know how. And so, of course, in those moments, for me, it felt like, I hate you, God. That's not the truth. And God knows that too. But I want you to focus in on, this is what healing looks like, that we allow ourselves to express what needs to be expressed, because it's just passing through. Let it do its thing. And then once I was done, then I had cleared enough gunk that my more adult self was able to say, okay, what's the next step we need to take? Just one step. I don't have to figure it all out. I just have to take one next step. That's it. There's obviously information that needs to be found here. And then a day or two after that, I was telling people about it. If I was with a friend, I was bringing this up because I just needed to say it out loud, and without tears and without guilt and without shame. That's what healing looks like. Okay? We get this weird idea in our heads at times that healing looks like we're never going to be bothered. We're never going to have a meltdown. No, that's not what healing looks like, because we're always human, and always something is going to come. Life happens, stuff happens. It will. It has. It's not going to stop. And there are times when we're caught off guard and we're still going to have that very strong reactivity. Healing is when you have that reactivity, you're not shaming or blaming yourself for it. You let it come. You let it come. And then when you're ready, okay, now I'm ready to take the next step. How do I start resolving this? To finish the story, for that particular letter, turns out it really was nothing. They were completely wrong, and I was able to prove it. It really was not that hard. Now, I totally admit that I still procrastinated a bit on pulling the information together, but it turns out I actually had all the information. And all I had to do was get it to my attorney, whom I already had because of the bankruptcy. So really, the timing of this was perfect. If it was going to happen, it happened at the perfect time where I already had an attorney involved. It fell under the bankruptcy, so I was protected. And 3, I had all of the information to refute what they were saying. All I had to do is get it to my attorney. My attorney took care of the rest. There was nothing else I had to do. Nothing. So that thing and this is the fun part about being human, right? We get that last straw thing. We have our freak out, perhaps. Well, I did. And then often it turns out that it really was not what it seemed in the moments, the original moments. And this is one example where it just wasn't that. So that was just giving you the rest of the story. What I really want to emphasize is, don't hold it in. Don't hold it back. Healing is allowing it to happen. And then when you're ready, you take that next healing step. You take the next step for resolving whatever it is going on. What is within your power? That's what healing is. That's what healing looks like. There's no perfect here. It's messy. And it's freeing. Thanks for listening.